Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are going to talk about the PHP part 7 basically. In this basically one of the person told that what is the version basically. So this is the English word basically. So and PHP basically is written in English only basically. So one of the person told that version basically normal English basically say that next basically, right? That is basically the in medical language basically it is called as a next generation basically. So one of the person told that when assume that basically PHP is created from 1,000 cities, right? So the next version basically when it comes basically, right? That is totally depend on the physical place basically. Assume that basically PHP is created on the base of 1,000 cities. So the construction basically of the PHP happens, and then basically the coding basically comes into the picture. So you can just imagine basically the coding basically is a virtual basically, which is 100% going to connect to physical places with the help of the power companies. So PHP is directly connected with the power companies basically. So one of the person told that I basically don't understand what actually you are telling. So please basically watch the previous videos basically which I have uploaded, which will connect everything basically, physical place, this place, that place. So here basically the simple language basically we can say PHP is created from 1,000 cities. Here basically I am taking example of 1,000 cities. In real basically it can be 100 cities also and 10,000 cities also basically, that is possible. So one of the person told the version basically means totally dependent on the physical place creation basically. When the physical place is created of the PHP, if physical place is created, that means the government of central government basically has approved that the Talati group basically, that is the legal land group basically, that they also approved. So whenever basically the new version basically is going to come, what is going to be added into that version basically of the PHP, the physical place group basically who created, who creates, who approves. So the central government, state government basically knows first that this basically version basically is going to be added as this basically. And one of the person told that PHP basically are used in creation of human needs also. So one of the person told that it might possible that whatever human needs basically which is going to be derived from the PHP software basically, that human needs basically data is tested by the doctors department and the central government department and the state government department. Central government means currently basically it's a Narendra Damodar Modi basically, who basically I don't know what he is doing basically, because he can't arrange a single one job also basically for me. Even basically the this type of videos basically I am uploading basically. I am 100% telling that basically the things basically which I have uploaded this basically, even basically if any of the PHP company basically who actually who actually is the PHP creators basically, they also basically can't understand this. Why? Because it's totally connected with the physical creation basically, and this is the real PHP basically. This is the real PHP. So command that basically is all the virtual stuff basically. So one of the person told that yeah, central government basically knows everything in advance, state government knows everything in advance. So here basically if city is getting created, so as if that basically PHP city is created in Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman, or basically America, or basically take Bangalore city. So their land basically is created how basically, and they are going to derive, they are basically going to add PHP new version into that land basically. So you can just imagine it's very dangerous basically, I am telling you. When the Microsoft, when the PHP basically, when the Oracle, when the .NET, when the Java group, when the Python group, when the PHP group, when the mainframe group basically, when they add the new version, it's very dangerous basically. Physical area basically they have checked. Now basically comes into the virtual area basically. That is the internet area basically. Internet stuff, networking stuff basically. The novel group basically, that is the novel group basically. That basically lots of people says that that is created by some Parsi group basically, who know the exact location of the each and every computers basically, because Noval is basically getting load in the each and every computers. Dell is there, HP is there, Compaq is there, Microsoft is there, so they basically know everything basically. So one of the person told that क्या है यार basically. So one of the person told that assume that basically some Parsi group basically watched this video and they basically passed this information to the Noval group basically, who actually created the Noval department basically. So like this basically the computer check basically starts. Physical creation is already done of the PHP of the new version basically. So this is the best example of, this is the best video of the new version basically. So one of the person told that as if that basically new version 100 city added. So when basically the 100 cities added, that time basically 100 city energy is going to generate what basically. So few people told that it might generate potatoes, it might generate some vegetables, it might generate some oils, it might generate some petrols, it might generate some fruits, it might generate, because if one city is getting created, it expense is basically more than 80 lakh crore, 90 lakh crore. So the businessmen basically who are into the investment of city basically, they take each and every areas basically into the consideration of the human need creation basically. So you can just imagine basically up to what level the stuff basically are connected. So this basically everything basically American group basically understand. Why? Because they are into the virtual side basically, that is the computer side basically. That's why basically they are Americans basically. That's why basically they are American group basically. So one of the person told that yaar, one of the satellite group told that basically Sunil, you are basically PHP basically. If we want to end basically, then basically we can end this 35,000 planets basically, because this PHP is going to derive from this 35,000 planets basically. So satellite group basically understood like this way basically, and they told that basically because we are giving the PHP power to this each and every cities basically, and that land also basically, that is 100 city basically, which is the new version that is getting derived from the, that is basically deriving from the 35,000 planets basically. That's very dangerous basically. So one of the person told that in this basically what is the role of police department basically. Then one of the person told they basically arrest the people, digitally arrest they do, this arrest they do, they basically blocks the mobile number, they basically blocks the internet, they basically blocks the computer, they basically blocks the each and every calls, they basically tells the software company basically don't give interview call to this Sunil Nair basically, because Sunil Nair basically what they are he is telling basically, even basically the police commissioner also basically is not able to understand basically. Then why basically they are sitting at the police commissioner post basically. So one of the person told that why basically the prime minister basically sitting, even basically the videos is basically up to that level basically. So one of the person told that they basically don't know computer basically. They only know that basically this is the 100 city basically which is created. This all are the data. So commands basically are written on the base of that city areas basically. Because whatever command basically you writes na basically, that is totally depend on the particular areas. So new version basically command create, new version created, new commands created, or basically the existing command and the new function basically created, or basically the function is created and the new parameters basically added in the procedure functions. That all are the new areas basically which is created. So one of the person told that ये क्या है यार, what is this video basically, what video is this basically. So the person basically told that who are basically directly connected with from starting basically, who basically got jealous basically, he basically is not allowing the video basically to be spreaded basically. Why? Because nobody can understand na basically. Because IT industry of India basically is not able to understand what this video is telling basically. Even basically a Reliance basically group basically, he can't understand this video. Command basically, he understand basically under cities basically, but command thing basically can't understand. So one of the person told that jealous basically is the reason basically nobody is allowing this video to be watched basically. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this PHP topic.